There are 13 important skills in life that I think everyone should have, and this video will cover these skills. If you don't have some of these skills, then it's never too late to learn them. If you want to, of course. Number 1, managing money. I think it's imperative that you learn this skill. It actually should be taught in schools to children from age 14. A lot of parents aren't capable of teaching their kids about money because they weren't taught those skills themselves. Let's break down what managing money is about. Budgeting. This might sound boring, but it really helps create financial stability by tracking what is coming into your household and what is being spent. Good debt versus bad debt. And that bad debt is borrowing from your future income that isn't even guaranteed. Bad debt keeps you from reaching your financial goals and building wealth. Saving versus investing. Besides having an emergency fund of 6 months' expenses in the bank, saving money in a bank account with the current interest rates of 0.06% will see your money go backwards because inflation is much higher than that. It won't help you build wealth. Investing in products such as stocks can have much higher returns than savings. So to wrap up this life skill, in order to build wealth, it's important to have a budget, pay off bad debts, have a 6-month emergency fund, and invest for your future. I have videos on how to build wealth and get out of debt that I will link in the description box below. Number 2, negotiation skills. If you're purchasing anything or even negotiating a salary, just know that the person offering you the product or the job usually have some wiggle room to negotiate, and if you don't ask for it, then you are leaving money on the table. So how do you negotiate? If you're purchasing a new car, do some research first and familiarize yourself with the price of this type of car. Shop around and see what each dealership offers you for the price, and always ask, is that the best you can do for me? Be careful of all the extras they want to upsell you. Ask yourself, will they really make too much of a difference if I don't get them? Don't go for the added protection. Most of the time, the manufacturer's warranty is the same as the added protection. Take the paperwork home before you sign and read it. Also ask, what does this added protection cover that isn't included in the warranty? Then go home and research if what they told you is fact. Don't let them put pressure on you to sign there and then. Let them know you are shopping around and be prepared to walk away. I have never been in a situation where, when I have come back to the dealership, I haven't been able to get what they said I wouldn't get if I walked away. Now for salary negotiations for a new job. If you are offered a new role and don't like the salary offered, then you can ask for what you want by doing your homework. Do some research on what someone in your position is earning and add 10%. Then you can go back to the hiring manager and state that the market is paying someone with my skills and experience this much, and I'm looking at being hired for this amount. This puts pressure on the hiring company, and they may follow with a counteroffer, but they may not. If they say that's all we can offer, then at least you have tried and you can decide what you want to do with the offer. Number 3, learn to say no. For a 2-letter word, it certainly is a hard word to say, and so instead we say yes, because it's easier. No is actually a very powerful word to say, and when you realize its power, you will use it a lot more. Learn to say no to the takers of this world. They will keep taking until you start pushing back. Set boundaries and know what they are, and if anyone crosses those boundaries, then say no. Whatever it is you don't want to do, then don't do it. Be nice, be firm, but say no. Number 4, grocery shopping. It is important to know how to shop so you don't spend money unnecessarily and waste food in the process. When going out to do your grocery shopping, it's best to know what you are shopping for. Do a meal plan and write down your shopping list of the items needed for those meals. Work out how much you have allocated to your grocery budget for this shop. Buy the vegetables that are in season or on sale and swap them out with what was suggested on the meal plan if you can. Look at expiry dates. Make sure there is a lot of time left. Keep within your budget. And better still, if you can shop online, then do so. It will help you avoid the compulsory buying. Number 5, learn to cook. Have at least 5 to 6 dishes you know how to make, and each month add one more to that list and rotate. Cooking is like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. There are so many simple, great tasting, quick recipes available online. Number 6, laundry. There isn't too much to this. Just remember the following rules. Read labels. They will usually tell you if they can be washed or they need to be dry cleaned. Sort laundry into the following piles. Garments labelled hand wash or wash separately. These I would just hand wash. Dry clean garments. These are to be taken to the dry cleaners. Personally, I try to avoid buying any clothing that needs to go to the dry cleaners. It can be very costly. Whites, pastels, light greys. Dark coloured clothes. Heavily soiled clothes. Towels. Linens. Spray any sore garments with stain remover spray and let them sit for a few minutes. Select water temperature. I like to choose nothing higher than 30 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Once again, check the labels on your garments. Load the washing machine, add your detergent and select normal cycle. Once laundry has been washed, unload the washer and if you can, hang them up to dry instead of putting them in the dryer. Place dresses, shirts, t-shirts on hangers to dry. It reduces time spent on ironing. Clothes last longer if you hang them up to dry, and it is better for the environment. If you can't, then read the labels and see what garments cannot be loaded in the dryer. Some good tips are, don't overload your dryer because the clothes will take longer to dry, and if you put a dry towel in your dryer, your clothes will dry faster. I have tried this on a number of occasions. It has definitely worked for me. Number 7, ironing. Clothes always look great when you iron them, but read labels before ironing. I'm not going to go into detail on how to iron. There are good YouTube videos that teach you how to iron. Or you can purchase a handheld steamer which gets wrinkles out. Your clothes won't look as crisp, but it does the trick. Number 8, basic first aid, CPR. This is really important. You could save a loved one's life. There are courses you could take and get certified. However, if you can't afford to do that, then there are some really good YouTube channels by accredited professionals that show you how to perform CPR. Please watch those and not some random person teaching you. Number 9, trust your intuition. Whether your intuition is wrong or it's right, listen to it. If it tells you not to partake in a situation or not to engage with someone, but everyone else is pushing you to do it, don't worry about what they say. Walk away anyway. We don't give our intuition enough credit. Missing out on something is much better than regretting we engaged. Number 10, learn to be alone. Marilyn Monroe once said, "I restore myself when I'm alone." And I have to say that I agree with her. There are many benefits to being alone. It helps you connect with nature and with yourself. It also helps you focus on things you want to do and not the things that people around you want you to do. Being alone is not about being lonely. and learning to appreciate the joys of those times alone may take time. The best way to start is to make a plan, set aside specific time to be alone. It could be morning, an evening, or a whole day. It could even be a weekend. Take away distractions. Don't spend your alone time on scrolling your social media account, working, or sitting in front of your laptop. Take time to concentrate on the things that you have wanted to do but have put off. Enjoy quiet times. It can be wonderful to walk through nature or even do gardening. It clears your mind and refreshes your soul. Number 11, work a room, aka small talk. I have created many events and been to many events where I have had to work a room. Not many people like small talk, including me. However, small talk can lead to great conversations, friendships, and even a great networking tool. The way I learned to be good at small talk is that I know a little about a lot. And the way I have achieved that is by traveling and living in different countries, learning about their culture. But you don't have to do that. You can watch YouTube on countries you would love to visit and their culture. Reading about things that interest me. Watching videos about interesting topics. Watching documentaries. Being interested in other people's conversations. I've learnt a lot from that. Actually, most of the time, you don't have to do a lot of talking. Most people prefer to talk than to listen. So listen and ask questions. Number 12, setting goals. People set goals for themselves all the time, but fail to see them come to fruition because they become overwhelmed. The trick to successfully achieving your goals is to do the following things. Write your goals down. The process of writing down your goals forces the subconscious to accept the commitment you have made. Set a deadline to when you want to achieve this goal. Break down the goal into smaller tasks and set deadlines for each of those tasks. Take the first step, then follow through until the end. Celebrate the completion of each task along the way. Number 13, learning to drive. In this day and age of Uber, the dream of being old enough to get a driving license is not as prevalent as it once was. However, I believe it is absolutely an essential skill to have, even if you don't want to own a car. You never know when it might come in handy. For example, someone might need to go to a hospital right away, and it is going to take too long for an ambulance to arrive. You might be the only one around to drive them. If you had a license, then you can act quickly. Well, that's it. Those were my 13 must-have skills. What would you add to these? Leave your response in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And thanks for watching.